This episode brought to you by coffee.
Hey, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today we're doing our shaky cam interior review inside a 2019 Mercedes. So this is the Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon, G550 to be exact. The G unit is legendary. So to be completely frank, I will be as biased as you can be because this truck has been it's been a bucket list thing for me for a long time. I've always wanted to drive one of these since I was small. So this is really cool. Anyway, this is just the interior review. There will be more reviews. I will show you the exterior, show you some off-roading, a few other things. I took a lot of footage, all three cameras. I'm pointing at them right now. So, looking at what we got, let's just start where we usually start. So over here you have the usual, let's see if I can get it, usual Mercedes controls. So this controls the seat and so forth. These are seat heating, seat cooling, and door locks right there. So slightly different than the CLS that I was in, that I did her interior with not too long ago. Up here is the windows, mirrors, etc. You can fold the mirrors in manually here. There's also a setting in the infotainment for vehicle settings to fold those in automatically when the doors are locked. That's what I'm trying to think of. Doors are locked. And then the window lock right here. First of the vents, usual Mercedes vents now, different surround. I love this brush, so pretty in here. And the usual though, you can shut them off going this way, open them up going this way, position them however. Very well done. I like the vortex these create so that the air doesn't blow straight on your face. Going down a little bit to here, you can see here's your lane keeping assist, here's your parking radars and whatnots. I will note that when you go through a car wash, if you don't turn those off, the parking stuff doesn't go off if the truck is in neutral. So they must have decided to do that, or it's a setting somewhere that I haven't seen. Here's fog lamps here. Here's your light settings. A little harder to see, but you can probably just make out what they are. And then right here is the dimmers for the interior lighting, mostly dashboard and infotainment. And down there is the electronic parking brake. And way up under here, that you can't see, but way down under here, if I can get to it, that is the hood release down here. So you pull that and it releases the hood, and then you can see the pedals down there next to my hairy legs because I'm sexy. Yeah. Anyway, what have I got to do here? So steering wheel, very much Mercedes. Most of the current Mercedes have this going on. So you're looking at we'll start on this side. You're looking at the controls here for the driver information display. This works like a mini touchpad. So you put your finger on it and then you can move it around and make things happen. This is like the home screen. So it takes you back to the home or the back button. You can just see that swoosh up there. This turns cruise control on and off, and this controls cruise control. So all of these, here's your set, reset, or your set and up and down. Reset is up there, cancel is there, and these are the distance for adaptive cruise. That's what it's called. On this side of the steering wheel, this is mostly like telematics right here and control for infotainment, entertainment stuff. So this goes to the home screen. This works just like that one as a touchpad. So you touch it and you move your finger around it and stuff happens. I like that because when you're holding the wheel, so I normally hold the wheel just like this when I'm driving, I can just thumb down and do that. So it's pretty awesome. If you tend to hold the wheel here or here, almost same difference. You might have to reach up or let go to do it, but you can still keep your hand on the wheel, which is a good thing. You don't have to take it off and do stuff. Voice controls right there, volume here. You can star things, so if you know, favorite song, whatever, right there. Telematics, like I said, right there. Paddle shifters right here. There's one, other one's over there. And then this is your gear selector. So it's the usual gear selector for a Mercedes. Up for reverse, all the way down for drive. Just tap it up or down depending on where it is to get to neutral. Push this button for park. Over on this side, you got your signal turns up and down. Windshield washers, you push that button there, and then you control the windshield wipers with this and the rear wiper with that, and then of course your brights back and forth. Down there you can just see it, this little knob right here. Focus, thank you. This little knob right here, that runs the steering wheel, moves it up and down, back and forth for telescoping and up and down. Now, instrument cluster. Over here, over here you have speedometer. You can see it goes to 160. It's quite possible this could do that. Big beefy V8 under that hood. You notice there are no crazy European, Canadian, whatever kilometers per stuff going on. I don't know why, actually. I suspect they just replaced this bezel when they bring it here. Down here's a fuel. Get used to looking at that. It has a large fuel tank, but it gets terrible fuel economy. Somewhere like 14 miles a gallon highway. So you use fuel fairly quickly. But I will say I got a lot of mileage out of that. You can see that's how much mileage I got out of this. So that's not terrible. Outside temperature, engine on off. There's your gear selector, and then this is your drive mode. I'll show you how to change that in a minute. This, so your gears are showing right here so you can see what you're doing. That's the time. That is where your transmission is. So when you switch it into low range, and I will do a video that just shows how to do the off-road controls in this, because they're not, what would be the term? They're not intuitive. For people that off-road a lot, they are not intuitive. These off-road controls are fairly, well, not intuitive. There's no lever to like go to four-wheel drive, none of that. Here's your tachometer. You may or may not be using that. I did use it a little bit when I was off-road. So when I was bouncing around off-road, I was paying attention to this because I was manually shifting with these. If I can show them, there we go. I was manually shifting with these while I was off-road, and so I was watching this. I was using, you know, higher RPMs, better output for the engine. You find the sweet spot for this engine, and you just kind of run it there. Sweet spot for this, by the way, is a little over 4,000 RPM. It's under 4,500, but over 4,000 even, so it's probably in the 42, 4250, maybe 4,300 range. That seems to be the sweet spot where you're getting the most amount out of the engine for off-roading. For other stuff, you know, if you're going to race this up the street, which, by the way, would make you a complete fool because this is not a race car. But if you were to race this up the street, you would run it much higher because your better horsepower is going to be somewhere in there. So down here, here is your stop-start toggle, and here's the start button. So engine stop-start right there. This is not like other Mercedes where you can remove the thing and shove your key in there. It does not have that at all that I could find. So slightly unusual. I think Mercedes just had to decide how much room do we want to create here and how much do we want to, because it really, you know, if they really started pulling this apart, it would really start impeding on the knees, especially for people that have to sit up close because of the size of this rig. So moving along, this is the infotainment screen. Usual Mercedes, very large, very big. Home button. I'll show you where the controls are, and I'll put in, actually what I'll do, here's a little clip. There's a little clip showing you the basic idea of the controls on this thing. So there you go. You'll see the command knob in a second. So pretty basic what you can do. Whoops. Pretty basic what you can do in here. I will say that you'll spend a lot of time in that. One of the reasons for spending time in that is to go to the seat controls and get yourself a massage. Yeah. Greatest thing ever. And there are like 1,000 massage options. Look at all of these freaking options, and it shows you what they do. So you can, you know, you can watch the animation, shows you what each of these is going to be doing to you. pretty good. I like it a lot. So on, you know, cold days I was doing this, other days I was doing this. You can do it while you're driving, you can do it whenever. It's pretty dang awesome. So that's one of the many things you can do in these menus. In the vehicle menu, in the vehicle menu, you will also do, let me get out of this and go, you will also do a lot of settings and stuff in here. So vehicle settings, light settings, stuff like that. So if you spend time in one of these, spend some time in these menus and customize things. Also in the seating, in this particular model, you can customize the seats to hug you better. The seat bolsters right there. So when I'll just load up the seat. So the seat bolsters, you can change those. So you see how yellow it is. You can set the dynamic levels. So I have it, actually I thought I had it at level 1. I guess I turned it off somewhere. You can, and then you can set the side bolsters to whatever is your preference. So you sit up straight in the seat and just turn it to where it feels good. It's hugging me right now. Feels really good. So fiddle around with that stuff. Lots of cool stuff in those settings menus. Coming down here, some more vents. They work the same way as the other ones, so you turn these whatever. These are some of the off-road controls. Like I said, there will be a video showing specifically what these do. So they're labeled 1, 2, and 3 conveniently because that is what you'll be doing. Down here, these are the climate controls. I forgot to turn them off. Whoops. Forgot to turn the climate off. Off. I don't want that on either. Off. Okay. I'm, you know, I'm a professional. So temperatures here, and all the others probably make sense. They should be pretty clear. So you can see I use this to turn it off. You can use this to turn on the automatic mode. Automatically just goes with what your temperature setting is and holds it. And up here on the screen, it will keep your temperature there. Passenger side is over there. This goes to the main menu. So if you want to quickly go to the menu for climate. So you see I hit that, it goes to the climate menu. If you want to do that, that's right here. Analog clock, because luxury vehicle. And over here you have some other quick menu buttons. So here's for navigation, radio, media, telephone, the vehicle controls. So where I showed you the vehicle settings, you can hit that, it also goes there. And here's your Duke's lights. This is the bougie cover. Let me move my unopened sparkling water, because, you know, hipster driving a anyway, real wood. It feels really good. It looks awesome in here. It's found throughout, so you'll see it over there, and you'll see it over there, there you go. Really well done. I really like this. It's a nice touch to this. And then you saw how the bougie cover worked. So down in here, this is your key spot, so you can drop your key in there. So if you valet it or whatever, the key fits perfect, the fob fits perfectly in there. I didn't check. I'll let you know across here somewhere if that also automatically activates valet mode. Down here, here's your drink holders, and then they're removable. So push this. Whoops, I locked it. Push this, lift, comes right out. Now you can have storage bin if that's what you want. That bottom piece right there comes out for cleaning. So very, very cool. That's pretty smart idea. I like the way that works. I'm going to put this back. This is the command knob I was talking about. So this is how you control everything going on up there. Use this. Spin the knob, push it up and down, push it back and forth. You can sort of use this. And this, there's the home key. This jumps you to the fast forward for a song. This is this is the back button. This is your driver control, your drive mode control. So I showed you earlier it was on sport. You also have individual, sport, comfort, and eco mode. I've been just basically putting it in sport because I really like the way the engine sounds and the pipes grumble when you have it there. So this goes into manual gearing. Turning it off doesn't. Kind of useful because when you're off-road, you might want to crawl control without setting crawl control. I tend to do crawl control with gearing, and this allows you to do that. Kind of nice. Sorry I reached across there, but I have to put it back in park. Over here is the volume control, and you can push it up. You can push it down to mute and unmute. This turns the infotainment all the way on or off. Also mutes any music, that kind of thing. This is for parking cameras. And then this is the low range gear select. So when you want, as you saw the letters up there turn to red when I did their little thing shifting into the low range. That's how I did that. I just pushed that button. You can see more of that wood, very, very nice. And then here's your bin, so it opens like most Mercedes, space shuttle doors. Pretty good sized bin. It goes down quite a ways. You can probably just see them. A couple of USBs. This has an Apple cord in it. It's not mine. I don't know. And here's the SD slot. That's where the maps and whatnot are. That's where the map data is kept. Map data. That's what I said whatnot instead of map data. Anyway, you can just see the interior. Really pretty. I really like the way it looks. Normally don't like black, but I really like this because the black makes all the rest of this bling out. See, the wood just goes whoa, and the brush goes yeah, and the leather inset and everything. It just looks really good. I really like the way this looks. You can see I got my junk in the seat here. These are heated and ventilated, and like I said, massaging only up front, of course. In the back, they are heated, and you can see that second row is good, and it's pretty good size considering the size of this vehicle. If I were to compare this size comparison, I would say it's about the same size as a Wrangler Unlimited. Much more expensive, but about the same size. You can see the spare tire. Like, where's my finger? You can see the spare tire back there. It's mounted back there. Cover. Use the key hidden in the key fob to get that cover off. And then you can see the just beautiful leather back here. Great cargo space in this too. Really, really like this vehicle. I will do some more videos here. So I'll do some videos showing this off-road. I'll do a video of just a general overview of it. And if I can, I will do a video showing some other aspects of this car. That's all I've got for now. This is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com. Talk to you again soon.